I'm having to fly around the world to London and under code names and check into restaurants in New York. And guess what code name they give me? Tony Stark.
So when you've took these risks, you've built the brand, your turnover's going well, you've got a product fit right, your why is strong, your brand is building in the market. You go to sell again. Why does that come about, firstly, and what made you say yes, and how did you not run to the nightclub again and just...
Well, the first sale, we launched in 2009. We sold in 2012. Lorillard Tobacco, the U.S. tobacco company, was the first one that bought us. And that sale was easy. My investors weren't my friends. They were pains in the ass. And then secondly, the industry was coming to heavy regulation. It was on the cards. And I didn't want to go out and keep raising. And then day to day, I didn't want to deal with red tape, and that's not what I do. So it was easy choice the first time to sell. And I think Lorillard was a good fit. The CEO was a great guy who as much as he could let me continue to be me and the company be who I wanted it to be, as much as he could. And then in 2013, the start of 13, I said to the CEO of the Lorillard, I said, mate, I can't do this anymore. This is horrible. The fun is gone. You guys are great, but you suck the life out of me. I can't do it anymore. And he said, okay, but will you stay? Can I just keep you on board for my sake? So if I need to make a call or bounce things, and I said, yeah, we can do that. They get a new CEO, ex-corporate guy, and he just destroys, just starts spending money on corporate facilities and stuff that looks good to his mates he went to college with and ex-people he worked with, and just ruined the culture, ruined the brand. And it started, all my people, my family that were still working there, he was just destroying them. And it came to a head, and the CEO, and I had not let go. So here I was, I had money and freedom, but I was sitting at home thinking about the brand and the company, still meeting with my staff. They'd come over in the afternoon and have a beer and talk, and I'd help them where I could. So I was still, I should have been off traveling and doing stuff, and I wasn't. And I was still just sitting there watching my company. So he said, all these problems would go away if you just come back, the CEO said. So I said, I've been thinking about it. And he goes, you got to do it. So I said, well, I got a trip home back to Australia. After that, let's do it. I'll come back. So we secretly organize all that. I go back to Australia. I come back. He fires the CEO, announces I'm coming back. It's great. Then about 6 months in, he calls me aside, the CEO, and he says, I got to bring you into the fold on something that's happening. It's incredibly confidential. We're in talks to merge with RJ Reynolds. It's a $28 billion merger. However, the FTC is requiring us to sell Blu off so that RJ Reynolds is not a monopoly in the
e-cig space.
So it's like, okay. And I'd done the sales before, but in a corporate sale and $28 billion.
Yeah, the paperwork must be...
No, not the paperwork. The secrecy. It's all code names. I couldn't tell my staff.
Project this and project
I couldn't
that.
tell. And for some reason, they'd all pick Marvel and DC comic shit.
Oh, okay.
So
not a fan.
I can't tell my staff either. So I'm making decisions and doing things knowing this merger's coming.
And they're like, why are we making that decision?
Yeah, why are we doing that? Why don't we do this? So, and then I'm having to fly around the world to London and under code names and check into restaurants in New York. And guess what code name they give me? Tony Stark. So I'm having to go to restaurants.
You showed me some images of your Iron Man suit that we can put on the screen now because he thinks he is Tony Stark.
But so I'm having to go to New York to meet in back rooms of restaurants with whether it be Imperial Tobacco or lawyers or a merger or Bain Consulting and check in as Tony Stark.
Oh, you had to go as the fake name?
Yeah, because they don't want, if it gets out, stock,
that guy was in that
Wall
hotel.
Street stuff that happens.
That's hilarious.
And I go, really? So I would get there late, hoping they'd checked in first so I don't have to go up to the counter.
Just take your room key.
So I go up to the front desk and go, I got a dinner reservation, and they go, yeah, your name, and I go, Stark, and they go, oh, Tony Stark, we've been waiting for you. I'm like, oh God, do we just stop with this crap? But so it was 6 months of this secrecy and popping over to London to meet with Imperial, who were the ones that were going to buy Blu and take it away from Reynolds, and so the merger worked. Mm-hmm. And then finally could announce it, and then it happened in 2014. So it was another sale. So I had obviously been working when Blu was bought by Lorillard. You get stock, you get bonuses, you get all the stock stuff, and then all of a sudden you're selling again. So that stock gets sold, so you get another sale.
Yeah.
So that was,
so you go again
in 14. Almost. So then they sell Imperial Tobacco. I really, really liked the management team there. So I told them during the talks, I said, look, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but I'm not staying on as CEO when this merger goes through. And Alison, it was awesome, CEO, she said, I appreciate you being honest with me, but will you stay around and stay involved if we need you? I said, done.
Yeah.
And so I hung around and worked on some projects and was sat on the board for a couple of years. And then I think in 2018, I completely got out totally.
Yeah.
Because it was just frustrating.
What a journey, though.
Yeah.
To build a brand like that globally and
be it's funny to come back here to London and see it on cabs and stuff. I double take. I go, oh, shit, I did that.
It's like you've obviously sold your business when you were younger, and I haven't been to a point yet where I've sold a business, but I think I'd struggle to sell XITE because I think I'd always look at it with a different feeling. I don't know. I just think it'd be weird. Is it weird see your baby Blu on that
it's
bus?
It's more you get frustrated when you think they're not.
They could do something different.
Doing it different. But it's cool to sit back, and it happens. It happens. Well, it used to happen in the States. They advertise a lot more in Europe and London than they do back in the US. Mm-hmm. But when you see it, I remember the first time sitting in a pub here and the big double-decker bus stops outside the pub and it's all Blu. And I'm like, oh, it's pretty cool.
That's cool, yeah.
And then one time my wife and I were over here and we love pubs, as you know. So she's taking a picture of me outside of a pub. We get home and we look and there's a Blu cab sitting next, and I go, she didn't even notice it. How cool is that? It's a great shot. It looks like we set it up. But it is cool to see it. It's like, I guess when your kid grows up and he goes off and does something, you're proud of him. So you like to look. To me, Blu's like that. So you get frustrated with some stuff. It's probably more frustration that you're not involved and they probably don't want you involved. Yeah. But it is cool to see something you created.
Well, it gives you that sense of pride, doesn't it? To see something you've built go that far.
Yeah. And what, like this dumb kid from North Queensland actually did something. See? Yeah. So, everyone that said I would, amount to nothing. There you go.